On November 22nd, 1963, in Dallas, Texas, it was a day that America will never forget. John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, was shot and killed by Lee Harvey Oswald. On that day, John F. Kennedy was walking into unfiltered territory. He was looking for a re-election in a very Republican state in Texas. Now, this was a time where JFK was starting to get the country to be around him, and everybody was starting to love him, even the state of Texas, which has always been very conservative. Now, this day was a day that changed America forever, and it still is a topic of conversation to this day because there are so many conspiracy theories. One of those conspiracy theories is a lone gunman. There's no way that Lee Harvey Oswald could have acted alone. And there's also many other theories that there's a single bullet theory where there's no way that a bullet could have killed JFK and went through the governor of Texas, John Connally. Now, what I'm here to talk about today is just a couple of the different conspiracies and why so many people are intrigued by it even to this day, almost 60 years later. Now, one of the most famous conspiracies is a grassy knoll and the lone gunman. The grassy knoll is a big grassy park area in the Dealey Plaza, an area where John F. Kennedy was shot. Now, John F. Kennedy was shot from the Texas School Book Depository on the 7th floor by Lee Harvey Oswald. Now, what this theory is thinking is there's no way that one bullet could have gone through John F. Kennedy's neck, came out his throat, and then went through John Connally in the ribs. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail, but there is so much evidence that shows from the trajectory of the shot that JFK was that the only way that he was shot was by Lee Harvey Oswald behind him in the Texas School Book Depository. Now, when that bullet entered JFK, it entered him in the back of the neck, came out through the throat, and then went through John Connally. And looking at the evidence that we have today, there's no other way that it could have been done. Now, many people think that somebody was in the grassy knoll, and a lot of people think that there was somebody called the badge man, which was really just a shadow from a tree, because the Zapruder film is not high quality, but it's the best film that we have, and it's the only type of film that we have, and that's sort of how dramatic it was, where we got to see a president get shot like that on video. That's the only time that's ever happened. Now, there's another well-known conspiracy about the mob, that they had JFK killed. This is probably one of my favorite theories out there, and I think it is kind of funny, but I think it is a good one too. Now, everybody knows that the mob, you don't want to mess with them. And JFK, let's just say he was not a true lover to his wife. He was known to have many mistresses, one of them, the most well-known, being Marilyn Monroe, and then the second one being Judith Exner. Now, not many people might know who Judith Exner is, but everybody knows who Marilyn Monroe is. But Judith Exner is the one who was closely related with the mob. Now, she was dating one of the mobsters, the head mobster in Chicago, and in JFK's first term, he was really struggling to win Illinois. But JFK was able to get to her, and he met her at a Frank Sinatra concert, and he was able to kind of push people in Illinois to vote for JFK. So now, then JFK started screwing around with other people with rumors, and Judith Exner did not like that, and she thought JFK was starting to use her to gain popularity, because the mob isn't just in Chicago, it's all across the world and America, mostly America, but all across the world too. And she thought that he was using him to get votes, and a lot of people to this day still think there's enough evidence out there that the mob was the one to take JFK out. Now, I'm going to give you my personal stance. Up until this year, I really didn't look too much into this topic. I didn't really care. But now that I took a class on the JFK assassination. I wish I would have been able to finish it out this semester, but due to the circumstances that we're in now, we're not able to do that. But I got really into this topic, And in the class, we were able to dig deep and like look into every single way, form, and just everything about the assassination. And the only way that he could have died is from Lee Harvey Oswald being on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. And everything, if you look back onto it, he killed a police officer in the same day. And then he tried to kill another government official a few months back. So the evidence is just all there. But some people to this day, a lot of people to this day, still don't want to believe it. Now, in conclusion, I think this topic will forever be one of the most talked about topics ever in our nation's history. I think it's going to be always up there with 9/11 and Martin Luther King. I think this is always going to be one of those. Now, I think this one might be one of the most well-known conspiracy theories, as well as like Area 51 and a bunch of different ones. Now, it's still a big topic today. We have a president who's saying that Ted Cruz's father had a direct correlation with the JFK assassination. I have no idea how, but even to this day, political leaders are still looking into it and don't want to believe or don't. They just don't know, or they do know, but they want to keep thinking that there's other ways that he could have died. Thank you.